Brushed it right off, like nothing.
Oh, here's the whole, yeah, so this one's the shot.
There, right?
Thank you. Oh, look at her horse. Wow. Vicky's our friend in the red. Stop. Yeah, they're marching. See the horses? Hi, Vicky. Hi, everybody. Hi. Wow, look at them all. What time is the horse thing? I love that we're teaching her me a couple weeks ago. And we say, me. You're not wrong. That is the English word. That's the word we're teaching you, and you already know it in a different form. Yes. I don't care. Horse, pony. I don't know the terms. Yeah. When we stop,
Any one of these chairs look like the veterans. Sit up here.
Morning. Morning, welcome.
I'm Plympton Selectman John Trainer. So today we come together to honor our fallen heroes, our country's sons and daughters who gave the ultimate sacrifice in service to their country. At this time of year, my thoughts turn to a boy who grew up in a house next door to where I lived on Main Street in Kingston. I knew the young boy as Billy, but his family's nickname was Bo. His full name was William C. Gould, Jr. Can't hear? You may be aware there is a bridge, William C. Gould, dedicated to him in Kingston at Route 3A. You may also be aware that there is a William C. Gould Way at the south end of Kingston. We take it to get to Lowe's. His name is also honored on the Washington-Vietnam War Memorial, panel 28W, line 81. But who was Bo Gould? He was a young man who attended Silver Lake Regional High School, went on to Thayer Academy, went on to the University of New Hampshire, and received a degree from Wentworth in June of 1968. 3 months later, in September, Bo was shipped off to Vietnam. According to his sister, Patty, Patricia Wade of Kingston, Bo was wounded in November of 1968. Bo recovered and was sent back to the front. William C. Gould's commanding officer, Major George A. Durgan, retired, kept a daily journal in Vietnam. The memoir he wrote documents the day-to-day activities of his company, U.S. Army Infantry Company, Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 1st Infantry, during its battles. Major Durgan's entry, 29th of March, 1969. As the 1st platoon neared the tunnel entrances, the sharp eye of the 1st platoon point man, Specialist 4th Class William C. Gould, spotted a rifle barrel pointing at him and moving in the hedgerow to the right of us. Half of Bo's platoon was out in the open in the empty dry rice paddy, just outside Duck Pho, with hedgerows on all sides. In a split second, Bo had to make a decision, a life or death decision. He could hit the dirt and hope the rest of his platoon would follow suit, or he could shout, "Ambush!" He chose to sound the alarm. Specialist 4 William Gould shouted ambush so loud that everyone within 100 meters from him could hear that warning. I was too far away from him to have seen what was going on, but I dropped to the dirt as I heard the enemy's AK-47 bursts of fire, just as Bo's shout reached to me. The bullets were perfectly aimed, hitting Bo before he could reach the ground. Bo chose to save as many of his buddies that he could. Bo was the only one hit by the initial fire. Bo's unselfish, heroic action saved the lives of many of his buddies. On March 29, 1969, Specialist 4th Class William Bo Gould died as a hero during combat in Vietnam. He gave his life to save his fellow infantrymen. So on this Memorial Day, let us turn our thoughts to all our sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, who gave the ultimate sacrifice for the country. May they rest in peace, and may God bless America. Thank you. Let me now introduce Plympton Selectman Mark Russo.
Good morning, everyone. My task today is to offer comments leading up to a few moments of silence. Admittedly, a bit of a paradox. Yet, as I've been asked to do this for the last many years, I'm coming to recognize I tend to say the same thing each year. My only excuse, and it's a good one, is that there are some things worth saying over and over again. Especially words about the fundamental principles we celebrate on Memorial Day. A day of high praise, a day to remember and appreciate and commemorate, a day to honor duty and sacrifice. And also a day to honor what that duty and sacrifice are for, what they are in service of, remembering not only the sacrifices, but also the blessings those sacrifices protect and perpetuate. Bedrock principles, common values rather than staked out positions, things like liberty, justice, freedom, inclusion, truth-saying, responsibility, citizenship, selfless service. Things that people have fought for centuries and continue to fight for, things to sacrifice for and even die for. It's quite amazing each year to look out from this gazebo and look out at this gathering, this panoramic view, the beautiful spring day, the stunning town green that served this community for centuries, this beautiful and quite unique small town with so much history, so much sense of place, a place which retains rural and agricultural character, and even more importantly, retains small town values, a sense of community, a sense of values beyond disagreement, a sense of belonging, all worth protecting. Okay, so that's almost enough words. Surely it's a good time to take a few moments to look around, to savor each other, to savor this place, to savor this community, to savor this sense of purpose, and especially to savor this opportunity to honor those who have served and sacrificed, and to honor why they did so. So we take a few moments of silence to witness, to appreciate, to savor, to deeply honor. Thank you, everyone. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Katie Arnold, who will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we stand by the dawn?
Doing great.
You sound beautiful.
Let's go.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in. star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag with liberty and justice for all. It has been a long-time tradition in Plympton to award the Boston Post cane to the eldest Plympton residents. Ann Sales, a longtime resident, is the current holder of the Boston Post cane. She's not able to be with us today. Nevertheless, we salute her, honor her, and offer our sincere wishes for a continuing long and happy life to Anne. Our indispensable Memorial Day Committee member, Kathy Ferguson, will now read the list of veterans past and present.
Thank you, Mark. Memorial Day is set aside to honor our military personnel who died in service to our country. In Plympton, we like to recognize and read the names of all service members, past and present. Vinnie Amoni, Army. Jack Andrews, Army. Arthur Belleville Jr., Army. William Benavides, Navy. Lawson H. Billings, Marines. Thomas Bowes, Navy and Marines. Bruce Bradford, Navy. Frank P. Bush, Navy Seabees. Irv Butler, Army. Dean Chadbourne, Army. Wes Chadbourne, Coast Guard. David Chandler, Army. Elliot Chandler, Army. Charles Chase, Army. Paul Columby, Marines. Bruce Conant, Navy. Jacob Cook, Navy. Roger Crocker, Navy. James Denman, Navy. David Detterman, Navy. John Enright, Air Force. Kevin Follis, Marines. Daniel Ferguson, Navy. Jacob Ferguson, Navy. Norman Ferguson, Sr., Army. Ward Ferguson, Army. Zach Flood, Air Force. Joe Freitas, Army. Charles Fuller, Navy. Fred Fuller, Navy. Megan Gagnon, Navy. Patrick Ganley, Marines. Vincent Gillespie, Navy. Bob Gillette, Air Force. Richard Grigorenko, Air Force. Mark Halfinger, Air Force. Rick Halfinger, Air Force. Bill Hayes, Army. Paul Heidecke, U.S. Naval Reserve. Ian Hickey, Army. John Himmicky, Navy. Jocelyn Holmes, Navy. Robert Jacobson, Air Force. Clifford Jordan, Navy. Donald Joy, Marines. Sylvester Daniel Joy, Navy. Sylvester Daniel Joy Jr., Army. Jeff Joyce, Army. Bob Carling, Navy. Barbara Kierstead, Army and Air National Guard. Edward W. Kierstead, Army. Gloria Kierstead, Air Force. James E. Kierstead, Army. Robin Kierstead, Air Force. Rufus W. Kierstead, Army. Russell Kierstead, Air Force. David Kanicolas, Marines. William King, Army. Steve Lewis, Army. Paul Lazell, Navy. Steve Lyons, Navy Seabees. David Medeiros, Marines. Mario M. Martins, Navy. Carl Matheson, Army Air Force. Robert Milbury, Navy. Edward Miller, Navy. Jeffrey Montello, Marines. David Morris, Navy. Jay Morris, Navy. Frank Moulton, Army. David Murphy, Marines. David Murphy Jr., Navy. Neil Murphy, Navy Seabees. Arthur O'Callahan, Air Force. Chase Perkins, Marines. Mike Perkins, Marines and Coast Guard. Robert Peters, Army National Guard. Richard Proctor, Army. Kevin Rafferty, National Guard. Raymond Reed, Army. Doug Reese, Army. Richard Reynolds, Army. Conrad Russell, Navy. Richard Ruxton, Navy Seabees. Eric Sales, Army. Carl Sales, Army. Peter Schultz, Navy. Eugene F. Seaver, Navy. Doris Silva, Coast Guard. Christine Snow, Army. Clint Stetson, Navy. William B. Stinchfield, Jr., Navy. Charlene Stober, Air Force. Gary Thompson, Air Force. Jim Thompson, Army. Wesley Tunks, Army. Al Vautrinot, Navy. Donald Vautrinot, Army. Patrick Vitt, Marines. John H. Walker, Air Force. Edmund A. Wollaston, Jr., Navy. John Wollaston, Navy. Robert Wollaston, Army. Our Veterans Agent, Roxanne Whitbeck, Navy. Howard White, National Guard. Ira White, Air Force. William Lanny White, Air Force and Army National Guard. Harry Weichel Jr., Marines. Rebecca Wilder, Navy. Charles Winslow, Navy Seabees. Samuel Cole Wright, Army, and Daniel L. Zentz, Air Force. Thank you. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing to you our Dennett Elementary School students. We have 3 of them. Haley Peters won the essay contest for What Memorial Day Means to Me. She'll be first. Maddie Louise is going to recite In Flanders Field, and then Avery Flynn is going to recite the Gettysburg Address.
You got this.
Hi, I'm Haley Peters. Memorial Day is a special day for me and my family. As an Army brat, I've seen families watch their courageous loved ones go to war. In fact, I myself have watched my dad be deployed overseas multiple times. I cannot imagine hearing that he would never return. Sadly, this fear lies within all military families. All military families fear that their brave soldier may not come home. Unfortunately, this fear has come true for some. Memorial Day is a day once a year where everyone in our country can honor those brave military men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. As a military kid, Memorial Day means that I can take the time to remember how lucky I am that my dad came home to my family. I can also take the time to remember those soldiers that did not come home to their waiting families. I pray that those families know that we as a country are so thankful for their sacrifice. Everyone can honor soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice on any day, not just Memorial Day. The people who fought, defended, and served in the military brought American freedom and deserve to be remembered. Our country is free because of the brave. Have a nice Memorial Day, and may our fallen military heroes watch over you now as they did in life. Thanks.
In Flanders Fields. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Fourscore and 7 years ago,
Our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met here on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a defining merciful place for those who have gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little know nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these on our dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Thank you, girls. At this time, we have 3 of our Boy Scouts, Chris Domi, I think it's Alec Lastanet, and Austin Perkins will be placing the wreaths around the gazebo, accompanied by Betsy Cupic, who will be playing taps. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Christine Joy, our selectman, who will give the closing remarks. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. It's wonderful to see so many people out here as we honor and remember the men and women who were killed in action and died fighting for the freedoms that we enjoy every day. You're all invited to follow us to the cemetery. We're going to be concluding the ceremony back there, the cemetery behind the church. We also have got a couple of events that we've got going on. The fire department is hosting Touch a Truck, and they will be providing hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, and drinks at the fire station. The Plympton Public Library has a Memorial Day display with themed books and movies available for checkout, along with a fun Memorial Day craft activity for children inside, with tables set up to make Memorial Day buttons. So that'll be down at the library. And then we also have got some beautiful antique vehicles that are on display at the townhouse. So you're welcome to join us as we walk to the cemetery, or and then head to the events at the town hall. So thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.